people talking, conversations are starting, conversations are ending. I don't know what to include in interpreting. Afterwards, we were talking, and he told me something that made me feel two things. He told me two things that made me tear up because I never want to hear him say things like that. So the first thing was that he said that he feels like a burden to me, and why do you feel that way? I never want you to feel like a burden. Like I think it's difficult because I get frustrated during these family gatherings, but it's not because what you think. It's not because I have to interpret. It's because I'm frustrated with myself. Stop saying that. Because you're not. No. Yes, and maybe in the beginning of our relationship, maybe, but now if I seem upset or frustrated, it's because I just want to be better of I guess an interpreter or better or way of giving you including you in the conversation. I want to do better for you and for myself, but I just feel like my skills aren't there yet for that. So that's why I plan to like take interpreting courses later or something, but don't get it wrong. When I'm upset, it's not because of you and you being a burden. It's because I'm just frustrated with myself. That's all. We're good at communicating now. Mature adult couple. Oh, and the second thing that made me kind of tear up was that I hate this. I don't even want to say it. It bothers me a lot. And it upsets me that he would even think that. He said, like, why don't you just get an hearing boyfriend, or, you know, I don't like that. That has never been in the equation or whatever math thing. It doesn't matter. And I hate that he would ever feel that mattered to me, because it doesn't. And the fact that he isn't hearing is actually what makes him very unique. It gave him the experiences that he has to become the person he is, because I don't think he would be the same. He wouldn't be the same person. I just don't want you to feel that hearing has to do anything with how I feel about you. Well, why don't you just date a deaf person? It's easier for you. I mean, I understand that, of course, you're gonna feel that way, but just to reassure, I don't know how to say it anymore. Reassure you that I would not change one thing about you, ever. Maybe stop leaving all your water bottles everywhere and your coffee mugs, but that's it. Looking at them and a lot of pressure. Yeah, so I'll have him looking at me, my aunt will be looking at me, and